but don't.
It is, because it gives you definition, otherwise it's flat.
But on the compared to the other. Hi! We had technical difficulties in this state-of-the-art production company office that we have here. Hey, baby, say hi. Come say hi. I think you know who's wanting attention. He's barking. Hi. He got all gussied up yesterday. That's Little Black on Twitter, according to James, our social media director, this big organization, the head of our social media team. Okay, so here we are. It's lunch with Leah. It's noon on Thursday. It's Wednesday, and I don't know why the dog's barking. I don't know. Maybe it's another damn hurricane coming. Didn't you see? Saw something coming up in the... Everybody put the brakes on. Apparently there's some other storm brewing in the waters, those big oceans out there. Okay, I can't tell you. I don't even want to get sad. I'm not going to start crying, and we're just going to get through it. Number one, current affairs. I just want to know, why does any civilian need a weapon like that can fire off hundreds of rounds in seconds at 400 feet away and slaughter people? I get carry a gun for safety. If you want to hunt, I'm a vegan. I don't believe in it. If you want to do it, I get it. It's your right. I do not get why anybody needs a gun like this if they're a civilian. They're up to no good. I mean, they're simply up to no good. So that's the gun. Terrible. And here's the chaos. I'm sure you've all seen it. Here's this one. This one makes me just cry. This guy's leaning over his wife or girlfriend or some girl. I don't know. Did she survive? They survived. He's protecting her and she's bleeding. I can't. And then these are the kids holding the vigil afterwards, and it's just horrible. And then this one just says it all. Oh my God. Just a guy running so hard and so fast he runs out of his boot. And then I saw in the news last night that guy had a cowboy hat from his friend that died. He was taking it home to the mother. I mean, honestly, so I did my research. The gun lobby paid $30 million to put Trump in and millions and millions to keep Republicans in. There was one Democrat that took money, and shame on him. I hope he gets booted out of office. I think he's from Minnesota. He took almost $100,000 from the gun lobby. But there were like another 30 senators. I don't want to tell you exactly. Maybe it was 17, but took millions from the gun lobby. The number one that took the most was Paul Ryan, which makes sense. They don't want any gun legislation, period. So there's that. You make your own decision. After Sandy Hook, a lot of people said after they slaughtered all those children and babies that they'll never do anything about guns. And I think that's probably the way it is, because people would rather have the money and the power than the safety. It's just so sad. Puerto Rico, another one. You know I love Puerto Rico. I have a fondness for Puerto Rico. I told you guys I lived there for 5 years in a penthouse in Girasol next to the El San Juan Hotel. And I loved every minute of it. I woke up, I jogged between 2 and 7 miles a day. I had a great suntan. That was back before I stayed out of the sun. And I had a business that I ran, and we did seminars on the weekends and parties at night, and it was just a fun time. And the people there are just amazing. They just want to have fun and have a peaceful life, and here they are with nothing. This is my hero right now, the mayor, Carmen Yulin Cruz, who's very fluent in English, so she's been able to communicate very well on behalf of the island. This is her just consoling this little old woman, and then this is her going in waist or chest deep water, sewage type water, not clean water, giving water, helping a guy on a raft that's trying to save people. And then here are some of the people in Puerto Rico just standing around in lines looking for gas. They say the lines are 5 hours for the gas. And this is really a story. This just kind of depicts the whole scene. I'm sure you guys have all been watching it on the news. But you know what? We have to help Puerto Rico. And I'm basically hearing that our government is kind of hedging on whether or not they're going to help rebuild it, and they don't want to spend the money, and it's hurting the budget, and the president goes down and throws paper towels to people that don't have water or a house to put the paper towels in, and it's just a big mess. So I hope you'll do your part with helping Puerto Rico, and more importantly, I hope you'll stand behind making sure that our government helps the island rebuild itself, because they are U.S. citizens and they deserve just as much as we do. So now that we've got all the negative stuff out of the way, yay, because I can't take it anymore. I turn on the news and it's just, everything's just so depressing, you just want to cry. So let's talk about some really important stuff. The low-hanging fruit called the Housewives. So there's this big rumor. Remind me to talk about the marathon. I forgot. I keep forgetting.
Bring that up first, and then so that's what's generating.
About the marathon? Oh, okay. So the marathon is generating this. Okay. So apparently this is what happened. I was on Flipping Out for 3 weeks or so, and I think I'm maybe on this Thursday night, I think, or the next one, or maybe both. I don't know. I was on there a lot. I'd say half the season. As being me. I wasn't playing a part. I was being me. Yeah. And so I think they ran the marathon that day, teeing up Flipping Out, which did have good ratings. And so the marathon started this whole SWAT of everybody. Oh, the show's coming back. The show's coming back. The show's coming back. Well, let me just tell you, if you go and look at the articles and you look at the people that put their pictures in the articles and all the way that they worded it and named it and who should come back and who's so important, it's very obvious whose fingerprints are all over those rumored articles. So that's that. And then if you remember a year and a half ago, I told you guys the fat lady sang. And the show wasn't coming, I can't say fat, and the show wasn't coming back. And then you got these other ones out there saying, oh no, it's coming back, it's coming back. People either have credibility or they don't. Now, is this one coming back in either Boca? Well, it's obvious, it says not Miami, this article. This was a TMZ one, I think. And TMZ is usually pretty reliable. Is it coming back in Boca or Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale? Maybe, but not Miami that I know of anyway. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out, like Andy says, never say never, but the point is that if they do something, this is what I think happened. The first article came out and dropped 3 names of people, of which I know 2, and said that they were getting together. This was in the Palm Beach paper, Fort Lauderdale paper, that they were putting a group together up there, and then they were going to pitch that story to Bravo, and then they were going to get a producer, and it was like a concept that they had. Well, that concept went to their casting, and they've got a casting director, and they got a producer. I don't know if it's all spin or if they have one, but I will find out because I asked someone who would know the answer out of curiosity if there was anything going on up there or not, and I'll get the answer for you. But in the meantime, I wouldn't believe all the rumors. Meanwhile, Santa Barbara, they say Santa Barbara's coming back. Well, the Real Housewives of Santa Barbara reportedly being added. That one sounds a little more possible because Andy Cohen happened to be putting out a photo of himself in Santa Barbara, which kind of feeds the story. So I don't know, is that for press and publicity because the show is coming back? Or is it just, to confuse people? Or is it just teasing people? I don't know, I don't care, but good luck, Santa Barbara. I just love you up there. I can't watch you though. I can't watch one more. Not gonna do it. Nope. It's like I can't. I'm not getting hooked on one more. I thought this was one of the cutest invitations I've gotten in so long, called the Real House Pets of Naples. Isn't that cute? They're having a little charity in Naples at the Ritz-Carlton. If anyone's interested, you can go to hello@leahblack.com and we can get you the scoop. But I'm not going to go. It's in Fort Lauderdale. It's a Humane Society, but it's in Naples. But it's a fabulous, cute idea. The Real House Pets of Tampa. Where is it? Naples. I can't even get my city straight. I can't get anything straight. I can't even sleep at night thinking about between the hurricane, the guns, Puerto Rico, and the nuclear war potential. How do you sleep at night? So now let's go to the Housewives Rumors. Apparently, a sitting queen never quits and cannot be removed from her throne. I don't know who said that, but they were referring to Kenya Moore. there's a rumor on the street that Kenya Moore is going to be ousted. And it's because, one, her new husband doesn't want to be on the show. Good for him. That she and Kim Zolciak had a big falling out, and Kim refused to go on the trip because of Kenya. And I don't know, a lot of reasons. There may be people back on the show that don't want her on there. You know how they do. They gang up and they say, well, we won't film with you. Well, we're not going to be with you. Well, we're not going to help, you know. And so then all of a sudden they try to isolate them and put them on an island and try to get them off the show. That's how they do it. And I think it's just stupid. I think, you know, you're on the show, you're on the show. But anyway, I like her. She's a gorgeous girl. She was a Miss Universe, I think, or something. And she's beautiful. And she's great for the show. She brings the drama. Remember Twirl? And, you know, she's just good. She's very good with her one-liners. She's good at comebacks. She's good at the reunions. She's beautiful.
Is it that Kenya said that about herself? That's what it was.
Oh, she said that about herself?
Her Instagram.
A sitting queen never quits and cannot be... Jason, we need to go buy some more of those, or order some more of those... what do you call those, crowns? Because I've got to start sending them to various people. I've got a few on my list. And we should get some pacifiers, too. Diamond-studded pacifiers. I know some people, I can send those, too. Anyway, it says she's being phased out by angry executives. She refused to share her real life. I think she's been giving her real life all along. One year the guy was fighting with her and tearing down her garage, and then she had the problem of she was going to get pregnant, and then she got the dogs. I mean, then she went to her family, knocked on the mother's door, who wouldn't take it, the call. I mean, she's shared her real life a lot out there, so maybe she wants to be married for a few months without putting him in the mix of it. Who cares? I mean, what is wrong with people? I mean, I'm advocating for her because I think it's right, you know. I don't even know her, never met her, but I know people that know her very well. They like her. Okay, what is this, Ray? Oh, that was Radar Online. Okay, that came, here's another one. She'll be fired by not getting paid for the trip episode, said an insider, refusing to go on the Barcelona trips. She's going to be phased out of the show. No, she was kicked off the Barcelona trip. Oh, no, this is Portia. Oh, yeah, apparently Portia's going to be kicked off the show now, too. Yeah. Now, that doesn't bother me so much, and I'll tell you why. Ever since the time she got into that cat fight and pulled the hair and kicked and screamed and pushed that woman on the ground or whatever she did during the reunion, I always felt like that you're rewarding bad behavior to let her come back. I don't think violence really has its place on those shows. So I wouldn't be upset if she left. I think she's a little... impressed with herself. Now, apparently Portia was booted after she attacked Marlo Hampton. I think Marlo's hilarious on the show because she's always stirring the pot. The problem with this, Portia, is this is your second offense.
Third.
No, on violence?
Third.
Okay, the reunion. Oh, then
there was the
Cynthia.
They caught half. There's four.
Okay, what was the other one?
Because there was a Christmas party last year, but the cameras didn't catch the actual incident.
Yeah.
But she went after someone to beat him up, and they had to pull him off.
This is strike three. Honey, you're violent. You need anger management. I know some people that could join you. Oh, let's see. Then Portia posted this after the big fight, I guess. After the altercation. Maturity is learning to walk away from people and situations that threaten your peace of mind, self-respect, values, morals, or self-worth. Oh, Lord, that's a lot of pontificating coming from somebody that beat the shit out of somebody at a reunion.
In an alley.
And in an alley, yeah. And then Marlo afterwards, and I don't even know what this means. Your attacks are becoming greater because your blessing is getting closer. What the hell does that mean? Yeah, your attacks are becoming greater, Marlo. I got that. Because your blessing is getting closer? What in the hell does that mean? It's these people that I don't know, I can't. And then the queen of gossip has got some gossip about herself right now, and that would be Wendy Williams. Apparently, according to several sources, her husband's been living a double life, has a mistress that's a massage therapist that's like 30 years old or whatever. He bought her a $750,000 house in the neighborhood of Wendy. Wendy goes on the show, flashes her diamond and says, Don't believe all the rumors. Well, like that diamond means anything, girl. You can stick those around your ears. But, I mean, I hope it's not true. But apparently she knows about it and I guess is accepting it, or I don't know. I mean, who knows? We'll find out.
How big was that diamond?
But yeah, how big was the diamond? That's what I'd be mad about. You know, buy her the house, but don't you give her any jewelry. No. I wouldn't put up with the cheater. Nope, not for 5 seconds. Cut your loss. Going to flipping out, don't we forget, people we have so many requests asking what I thought about the reunion, so I've got to write that down. I forgot to even write it down. The most requests we get is the least thing I write down and think about. So Jeff and Gage and Jenny and me and Megan. Did you guys love Megan last week from Flipping Out? Yeah. Just park the car! I thought that was so funny. And then I was thinking, Jeff's so worried about the gas, the fuel being dumped on his car. I'd be worried about them dumping the toilets out on my car. I would be worried about the fuel. Oh! He goes, well, it's not a myth. It's not a legend. He's funny. He's hilarious. Now, Jenny and I are like in hazmat suits. Now, they said there was Zeke up there, so we covered head to toe like it was 100 degrees and you know, like 20 degrees and we were freezing or something. It was hilarious.
You all look like you just came from Chicago.
Yeah, because we were nervous about she got me going the Zika. But I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't encourage her or discourage her, but I was hoping she would go. But if it were me, I wouldn't have gone. Yeah. I'm just saying. I was glad she went, and I'm sure she was right, but I just am too paranoid. I'm paranoid about everything. But anyway, so now people are saying, well, did I watch the reunion? Oh, Lord. Well, let me just tell you the honest-to-God truth. First, people did tell me it was on, but I did forget about it. All my TVs are set on MSNBC or CNN or a news station. Huh?
Which reunion?
Not the marathon, or Housewives of my marathon. Yeah, sorry. So when I turn on my TVs, it's getting news, so I forget about it. So now I go down in the kitchen, and Freida's got it on. How did she even know that it was on? I don't know how she was. I think she was just Freida. Oh yeah, I think she was just flipping channels and ran into it. Now you know she doesn't even speak English. So I don't know why she's watching it. So it was this episode where Adrian is getting married, and I started getting anxiety because I was just thinking, all these girls are just walking around like nothing ever happened, and this is her first wedding, and she's going to pick out her wedding dress. She was married for 5 years. It was a fake wedding. And then the year before, when I gave the big toast and the big party that they didn't put on, a $30,000 party with caviar and silver trays flown in from Paris, where he got on his knee, and proposed to her, and then they had this big wedding, and everybody knew that she had been married for 5 years. And I was like, where is your integrity? I mean, go to the wedding, but let's quit pretending this is like the first big wedding of her life. I was like, oh, no wonder that show didn't cancel. Where is the authenticity? Any other series would have chewed her up and spit her out alive. You know what I mean? They would have not tolerated being lied to like that. But these girls were all in it together. You cover for me, and I'll cover for you. I won't tell anybody that, you know, you're broke if you don't tell anybody of a fake business, if you don't tell anybody I'm married. And they just all bond together with this bullshit lies. And I was just watching, I get anxiety. I was like, oh, thank God I was rescued. I called James like, oh my God, I mean, this is giving me anxiety, this flashback anxiety. At the time, it didn't even bother me as much because I guess I was too close to it. But now looking back, it's like I was rescued by the universe in time to be plopped out from those liars. Oh my God, my favorite, Julie Goldman on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Did you guys watch it? She's so good. From the People's Couch. You guys have to follow dumb gay politics. And then Julie Goldman and Brandy Howard on Twitter and everything. She was brilliant. She was so good. They need to make her a regular. Who do we know at that network over there? We need to call and get her on this, or at least promote her as a regular. Do we know anybody, or the producers or anything? He wrote that show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Norman Lear, people like that we know. But anyway, with Larry David, I never watched this show before. I just watched this.
I never watched it.
It was great. She was so good. I've heard everyone loves it. Yeah. There's an interesting story about that case that my husband knew about, that there was a guy that was being convicted or accused of murder or something, and I wonder if he wants water or if he wants, no, put him down on the floor. Anyway, this person had been accused of murder, and he kept he said, no, he didn't do it, or rape or whatever, and it turns out that he goes back and starts checking his calendar and what he did and what he didn't do and when and what, and it turns out, he says, I was at a baseball game, and the reason I remember that I was at that baseball game that night is because there was a film crew filming Curb Your Enthusiasm. So his defense lawyer gets the tape of the show and the raw footage. They find him in the bleachers at the time of the crime. So they drop the charges. Yeah. I mean, how fabulous is that? Oh, I know all the inside gossip, don't I? Ben, anyway, you know what I left out about on the Housewives? Apparently there's going to be 10 cast members on Atlanta.
Not if they all keep getting fired and fighting.
Well, if 2, and then I think they should bring Portia back. I mean, you know what? The punishment didn't meet the crime. She lied and she made up a story. Phaedra. You know what? They all lie and make up stories. I mean, honestly, that's my beef. I like the truth. That's the reality of it. But I think they should bring her back. She was great for the show. I loved her, and she lied. And the consequences just don't meet the crime. Sometimes you over punish people, you know. Kelly Dodd is getting divorced. Oh God. I mean, I feel bad for her, but at the same time, there's really no connection between the two, it appears. So maybe they'll both be better off. I think he's going to be a mean one to tangle with. I got a feeling he's going to make it really hard on her, but I don't know. Let's see. The Housewives of New Jersey air tonight. Isn't their premiere tonight? Mm-hmm. I'm not watching. I cannot get hooked in. I might catch some highlights. Wishing them well. And apparently Dallas is on fire this year. Yep. Good for them. And then I told you about Wendy Williams and her husband. Oh, and then also when I was talking about Julie Goldman, I wanted to remind you that she's going to be hosting the Pink Flamingo Awards here in on November the 2nd. And it's the lesbian gay community to celebrate their favorite of Miami. Favorite restaurant, favorite bar, favorite club. Maybe they should put me down as their favorite entertainer. Did I submit an application? How did we miss that? Oh, the information on the... I can't believe I didn't get in one of the categories. And the tickets are $150, and they have sponsorships available, and it's www.pinkflamingoawards.com. And I think that we should all support the gay and lesbian community and Julie Goldman, and we're getting tickets, and we should go. Yep. To this. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be on November 2nd. When we went last year, remember? We had a blast. That was hilarious.
People want to know what you think about OJ coming to Florida.
Oh, OJ. Oh, God, I have some OJ stories. Well, you know, he's paid his dues. Well, he's paid his dues for the robbery. He hasn't paid his dues for the double homicide that I will always think he was guilty of. I think a lot of people do. But I think he should live a secluded life, go away and be quiet in the corner with his family, friends, if he has any, and just stay out of the limelight. But he won't, because he goes too big. He'll be standing and gathering and holding court and getting his pictures taken.
The press had him at the gas station on the way home from prison.
Yeah, the press enables people like that. You know, why do you enable people like that? Just ignore them. That's the biggest punishment for someone that's seeking the limelight is just to ignore them. Yeah. That's why I ignore so many wannabes. Oh, I can't. Now, a legend. What?
Some of the people they're asking about.
So what do you mean? Oh, a legend. Hugh Hefner died, and it's kind of an end of an era, really. I think he was, I forget how old, but, you know, listen, people judged him for the lavish parties and the Playboy bunnies and all this. But he brought a culture to the culture that it was legendary. I mean, it was a pioneer. He was a pioneer, and he was known. Apparently, the inside joke was they were known for the articles in Playboy, not for the pictures, and that was kind of an inside joke. But the truth is, they did have some good articles in there. I remember they interviewed Roy one time. I don't even know if it was published, but they interviewed him for the magazine. So they did have some serious journalism, but it was a party magazine, and he was a party guy. And remember we used to sell to the charity. We would sell tickets to his parties, and people would go, and it was poor thing. Boy, rest in peace.
To the Playboy Mansion, the Halloween parties and stuff. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Jared Leto is going to play him in the.
Oh, that's right. I love Jared Leto. I think he is one of the most amazing actors, and he's going to pay. Is it going to be a TV series or film?
It's going to be a film. I think that had been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
So they announced it yesterday.
Oh, good. It's a film, a feature film. Well, Roy and I took Roy Jr. to see Tom Cruise's new film. I can't remember the name of it, but it was actually pretty good. I liked it. It was fun. It was light and it was upbeat. Now, Heather McDonald, our friend. Oh my God. Look at me. I can't even hold on to it. That's her. She's one of my friends for, oh my God, I mean, so many years. We were kind of like sisters for the longest time. We don't keep as much in touch, but when we do, it's just like, oh, keep up again. She's going to be in, her podcast is called Juicy Scoop, and it's very popular, and she was a comedian for years on the Chelsea Handler Show, and she's a stand-up comic. Got a great head of hair. Look at that. Yep. Anyway, she should get an ad for hair. And let me do her eyebrows. Anyway, I'm serious. And I'm a trained makeup artist, all those years in cosmetics. Anyway, she's going to be in Tampa on Thursday, the 30th of November, and then the following Friday and Saturday. She's asked me to come and be on the stage as her guest on the 30th, and it's just a comedy. It's a Q&A. It's just a fun, silly thing. She interviews people, whatever. She usually has somebody on there. Sometimes they're celebrities, I'm assuming, and sometimes they're not. I don't know. Obviously, they're not going to be this time if I go. But we're deciding we're going to be able to make it or not. But whether we make it or not, you should send us an info at leahblack.com, right? Hello at leahblack.com. And and I'll let you know if I'm going to be there or not. But she'll start promoting it if I am. We're going to decide in the next couple of days if we're going to go. But it could be fun. It's just like a little kind of. I did it when Julie and Brandy did their live podcast in LA. Ronnie Karam from Watch What Happens Live does it all the time, and they're always sold out on his live podcast. Brandy and Julie were sold out too, and I'm sure Heather usually sells out. So that's that.
And Chuck Lewis sells out too.
Now, I have to tell you this. How many times have you heard me lecturing you people about these tattoos? It's not that they're not kind of cute and interesting, and it's a little bit of a signature of who you are. And I mean, I see these women have a little tiny one right here, and it's like, okay, whatever. But what have I been telling you? Look at this. This is a cancer. This is a tumor. And this tumor was started because of the ink of a tattoo. And I know someone very famous, and I think it's public, but I won't say their name, that also has hepatitis C because of a tattoo. Yeah. So just be careful. I'm just saying that's a tumor from a tattoo. Oh! My quote of the week, and then
you have some funny comments.
Oh, let's hear them.
One, John Davis says, "Leah, give your color printer a break and get an HD TV and use the PowerPoint."
We don't want to step up our production.
We don't want to get too good.
We don't want to take over Jimmy Kimmel's show. Who, by the way, he's knocking it out of the park right now. I love him.
And people are saying they like Heather McDonald as well. And
Juicy Scoops podcast, you can pull it up.
Juicy Scoops podcast.
Yeah.
Anything else? These
pillows.
Ever gonna have guests on your show?
I can deal with a lot of things I can't deal with. Stupid. These we have on our website, leahblack.com, along with the jewelry. Look at my jewelry. And our skincare. Oh, a lot of people are starting to order our skincare lately. I guess for me being. I'm slipping out. I don't know. Or maybe it was the marathon, the Housewives marathon.
Because they showed your launch.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
See, that show, honestly, I never watched it except when I would fast forward to be able to get refresh my memory to write my blogs. But I can't stand watching myself like that. It's just too stressful. I don't know. And then, I'm wearing my beautiful Swedro by Ariel.com scarf again today. And you saw my fabulous LeahBlack.com jewelry. Now that we've got the shameful plugs out of the way, I'm going to go over some more questions that came in that we didn't finish and some new ones. I should read them first. I never do. My quote of the week this week, and it's interesting, this happened before all this disaster. You can be aware or you can bury your head in the sand. One may bring you temporary peace of mind, but the other will bring you results. That's how I got the idea for my pillows, to put my quotes on my pillows, because I always like to write quotes. I don't know, I guess I'm a frustrated writer. Well, I did write a book. You can still buy it on our website and Amazon at LeahBlack.com, red carpets and white lace. The questions, let's see. Should we go last week's or this week's? I don't know. What was it like, Phil? Did we do these last week?
We did like half of them.
Oh, okay.
So
did you watch the Marathon? We did that. Will you keep being on Flipping Out? I think I want it this week and next week or both. I'm not sure. Who do you hang out with most in LA? I think I answered that. Would I run for political office? No. No. Even though I hear one of our top administration officials called Trump a moron. 11 sources say, and they're denying. This is why I could never be in office, because I'd be running around the halls saying that kind of stuff all the time. Are you picky about who you invite to your parties? Yes and no. I invite people I think they're interesting. I don't care if they're rich, poor, fat, skinny, gay, lesbian, or drag queens or whatever. I just do not care. Speaking of drag queens, you don't laugh. Should I say it? I'm not going to say it.
A lot of people have been asking.
I'm not going to. No, not about that. About when Freda was watching that show. Yeah. No, I'm not going to say it. I can't. It's too bad. Anyway, so who am I picky? And I'll invite them 1 or 2 times, and then if they fit in and they go with the flow, I invite them. But if they start becoming high maintenance, like need your attention, and well, why aren't you talking to me? And can I bring 17 friends? Then I just don't invite them anymore. And particularly like one guy, for example, who's very interesting. I liked him. I kind of clicked with him. He's a great guy. Bring him. And then he befriends somebody from our party and just starts glamming onto them and then gets between their relationship. And then, and then said something trashy about me. I'm like, honey, you don't come to my house, drink my wine, eat my food, take these friends, glam onto them and want stuff from them, and then say something trashy about me? I don't think so, honey. You don't get invited again. No? Do I prefer LA or Miami? Well, I bloom where I'm planted. When I'm here, I like it here. When I'm there, I like it there. This is just the truth. I just like where I'm at.
Wherever there's not a lot of weeds.
Yeah. Well,
you bloom where you're planted.
I bloom where planted. Yeah. Oh my God. When you said weeds, I'm like, oh my God, are we talking potting it? Okay.
No.
What do I think about the fake Facebook posts about the election? I think anyone that participated in that is treasonous, and they should be held to account. If you took rubles from a company and put out information about a candidate, whether it was true or not true, or just your opinion, if it came from a foreign adversarial government, you should be held to account. What do you think about Trump and Jared and the others using the personal emails? Well, lock them up. Lock them up. That seems to be the standard, the hypocrisy standard. A woman was kicked off a plane for screaming about her allergy to dogs. Did you hear about that? I did. Apparently, she was on some flight. She said she was the one sitting next to me. And she apparently started saying she was allergic, and they dragged her off. And then it became a big deal. Oh my God, what's going on? What do you think about what the public relations says versus, what do you think about what the public says versus what the White House says? I believe the public. Would I be a Republican? Would you ever vote for a Republican? I have voted for Republicans. I vote for who I think is right and who does the right thing and who's got the bigger, better world at large as their goal, not who's got their pocketbook or their donors or what's best for them, the special interest. I vote for who has the greater good as their agenda. Who keeps the story going? Real Housewives of Miami's returning. Is it Bravo or the producers or who?
Well,
is that a trick question? It's wannabe cast members. Whether they've ever been on or they just want to be on. That's what I think. But what do I I think I did these questions last week. Okay, so, oh my God, we went over.
Yeah, a couple more questions come in.
Okay.
They just said that they loved you on the show.
Yay!
They loved the pillows. They wanted to know if anyone was sending money or relief to Puerto Rico from your friends, but we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did, and we are, and we did.
And they also said they should let RJ run for office when he gets older. They could see you and Roy backing him.
I can see myself as the Queen Mother. By the way, we checked on our distributor in Puerto Rico, and she and her family were fine, so that was a good thing.
Great.
I checked on my other friend's uncle there, and he was fine. So we have been doing our part in trying to help and support. Any more questions, or shall we go? Okay, guys, I think that's all the tea. Oh my God, my iced tea that you're going to get this week. I love this cup this girl gave me, Mardi Gras, years back. It's just my favorite iced tea cup. I think it reminds me of like being in Texas when I was a little girl. Big old glass of iced tea. All right, so I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, noon Eastern Time, Lunch with Leah on Facebook Live with our huge production team and our grand studio. Bye. Little Black. Bye, too.